The Enterprise C, and last I left off, I started putting the lights in, and I started doing some sub-assemblies, but I wanted to stop and show before I go a little further. Simple LEDs, they're basically 3 millimeters, they run on a 9-volt battery. I'm not really a big fan of the, I want to say, blinking starships. You know, every light is lit on the thing. I'm not a big fan. I prefer, you know, the nacelles, a little bit of the windows, the deflector dish, and you know, stuff like that. And I do simple lighting. I don't like to do you know, Christmas tree lights on a ship. You know, and I try to tell everyone up front, if you want me to build one with lights, it's going to be simple. You know, turn it on, ooh, ah, and most of the time they're mostly display models for you know, passerbys, stores, and some personal collections, but most time everyone's like, ooh, it's lit up, and you just gotta light the highlights. But anyway, I got the lights in on one nacelle, and I'll do that right there, show you how I did that with the DLM parts. Everything glows. We are good to go on that. Wired up the I put actually 4 LEDs. It don't light the entire windows, but it does give it enough shine in there to make it look like it is lit. And I'll show you on that once I get it pretty much assembled. For the nacelle here, I did a red LED. I just basically drilled a hole through the DML, recessed it, and I put a little 5-minute epoxy. The nacelle itself, the blue LED, which you got the blue resin part, I just put 2 of them there. I think that's ample enough light to put on there. And got that 5-minute down, and I just got to fish the wires through and all that good stuff. The secondary hole, again, I basically do 2 white lights for the windows, 1 LED for the deflector dish, and of course 1 for the impulse deck. And then once you put all the pieces on, you're good to go. And it's simplified, won't have no problems, and you know, you can turn it on and you know, and enjoy the model. But anyway, I like to do simple models, or excuse me, simple lighting, just to make the model simple, and I think it looks elegant just with the simple lighting itself. But anyway, that's where I am on that, and probably hopefully next time I should have everything pretty much assembled is what I'm hoping. If not, it'll be really close to being assembled. The Discovery and the 2010 version, so I basically painted it last night, and then this morning I had to flip it over on its bottom and get it painted as well. And it's kind of, you know, for a 40-inch model, it's hard to show video-wise, but anyway. The color I used for the sulfur, and I was messing around with different colors. This is the best one I found. Yellow Green by Tamaya. I thought that was a very nice color. I misted the whole model first with Mr. Airbrush here. You can tell we are fine-tuning it with still paint in the cup. But I went in, if you can see the ball, very light with the gray base coat, and then I went in with misted it, and then basically went in with darker panels just to give it a little variation. Now I'm gonna have to work on the windows here. I got tape, and I gotta touch up a few areas on with the tape that's up against the hole, but no big deal. But the pods are basically all one color. I'm going to go in with Mr. Weathering here, and I got some pigments. I'm going to do a couple bit of washes just to get everything just to pop just a little bit more. You can see back here on the engines where I did it light and dark, you know, because not everything is painted yellow, but it's you know, trying to get that you know, sulfur feeling, you know, where it's just random. You can see where I did dark and light places. There's some places like nooks and crannies I kind of left, because what I'm going to plan on doing is I want to do a little bit of a wash, but I'm going to try to get pigment powders in there, especially yellows, and get that. I think that should give it a more toned down, realistic, just like the sulfur would go on in the like in the movie. But same way on the bottom, you know, just different colors. It does look a little light on the video, which of course I got Mr. Lights on there. But anyway, I'm going to get some powders, and then I'm going to start doing a little bit of weathering. And weathering is going to be a little bit light, but kind of heavy in a way. I'm going to stick with just yellows, and I want to say orange, but, you know, kind of a darker yellow, just to get a little streaking action going. Not a whole lot, because it is 1/144 scale. You do see a lot of detail, but you do not either that way. Someone gave a interesting diorama, and this would be very cool to do. Actually, this kit actually needs a solid rod, my personal opinion. One continuous piece, not broke up like it is in the kit. But anyway, mounted on the side here, so you could have it mounted on the wall and then have it slowly spin. That would be pretty darn slick, I think. That'd be just a diorama that, hey, look, it's a spinning discovery, just like in the show. Anyway, that's what I've done there so far. So anyway, almost done painting. I'm going to touch up just a few areas with Mr. Airbrush there after I get off here, and then I'm going to I got to think how I want to do it, and I got to go in and do some pigments and some washes on here, and I think everything will pop out pretty darn slick. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. I should have a shed update, and next week, if everything gets here, I'm gonna probably start a personal project that I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time, and I am going to make the time to do it. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. We are painting the 2010 Discovery when we are lighting up another Enterprise C. So that's what I got going on today. So stay tuned for the next exciting episode.